I am finally going to swatch a palette that I've had for a few weeks now, and I just haven't gotten to it because I don't only want to swatch it, I also want to compare it to another palette. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Natasha Denona Coral palette. And I have a suspicion that at least two shadows in this palette are very similar to two shadows in this palette, which is the Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad in Fleur Fantasia. So we're going to find that out today together, unless you've already done it. And if you already know the answer, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to find this out on my own. All right. Well, and you're along for the ride. Okay, so let me just swatch this one first, and then I will compare it to the Celestial Divinity Fleur, what's it called again? Fleur Fantasia. I keep wanting to call it something else. Okay, and thank you, Natasha Denona, for doing this little lip on the one side of the box. It's so nice not to have to tear a box, especially a 5-pan palette like that that opens without like a magnetic closure. I like to keep the box. So these are 5 full-size pans. This is not a mini, and I do really have a lot of interest in these 3 colors right here, as you will see in a little bit. So I think I'm going to do 3 and then 2, so I can have all larger fingers doing the swatching. So excited. And they are magnetized eyeshadow pans, as they usually are from Natasha Denona when it comes to full-size interchangeable pans. And I'm very happy about that. What am I going to do? I'm going to do this. Here's the first shadow, which is, they're all very fetching colors. And for those of you watching my channel and who are interested in nail polish, what I have on my nails, except for the ring finger, is Oil Slick. And on the ring finger I have Oil Slick, but also the Silver Fever, I think it is. The full size that came in the Mini Many month as the last shadow, the last nail polish color of the year. Okay, now let's go back to eyeshadow. So that is the fingers. First swatch, let's go in a second time. The first one is my favorite of the 3 so far. I don't know what you're thinking. Let me know. Here we are, second go. Although this one I really don't think is going to change all that much, and it really didn't. This matte in the middle, usually mattes change quite a bit. And there's a white base to this matte. That's interesting, okay. All right, and then this bluish purple goodness actually has it's like a tan color as a base. That's not that different. Oh, no, it is different. I was gonna say it's not that different from what I'm wearing, but that's a lie. Misinformation. Okay, well, these two obviously go really well together, and obviously these two would as well. Okay, good start with those 3, and I like showing the fingers. This to me is more what it's going to look like on the eye because of the curvature of fingers. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing right now. Okay, I have wiped my fingers, and we're going to go into the last 2. And those 2 are absolutely beautiful. So I'm very happy that there are 2 mattes in this 5-pan palette. And gosh, this one, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, so 4th one is a matte. Okay, it definitely needs a second swatch. And then this rich red. That screams holiday to me. I don't see why I would re-swatch that second one, and look at the finger. That is beautiful. I'll still re-swatch them both, but the red really doesn't need it. Okay, so here's the matte. Oh gosh, these two, oh, that would look so nice. And that red. Look at how deep and rich that is. Those, all 5 of them are beautiful. I almost want to re-swatch this one, frankly. I think I'll do that. I think it's just because it doesn't have the kind of color saturation that the other ones do. Let's just see if it builds up fine. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could have had a bit of moisture on my arm as well. That's quite possible. This is more of a view of what these 5 shadows look like. I'm trying to figure out what I'm most partial to, and I really don't have a preference for any of them. I just feel like I want to play with all of them, which is great, not a problem. And one more time, I just can't get over this one. Look, the depth of it is just gorgeous. It really makes me think of a Christmas tree ornament. It just does. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take out the Celestial Divinity Quad, Fleur Fantasia, and what I want to do is I want to swatch those on my other forearm and overlay them and see if there's really any overlap in the color story between the two. Because if there is, and you have either one of those palettes, you may just want to skip the Pat McGrath or the Natasha Denona, whichever one it is that you don't have. So I'm going to go into this one, get the quad out. Okay, so if you're familiar with Pat McGrath quads, that is what it looks like. And we have 3 that look similar. So those are the 3 that I am going to swatch, and hopefully that I am going to swatch in the appropriate order. So let's see if I can make it work. Okay, so we're going to do this one first, second, and third. And I could be completely wrong, but they just do look similar. So that is what we're dealing with. First, second, and third. I'm going to say similar but different. Okay, and I'm just going to re-swatch them before doing the comparison. So here they are again. Okay, so these are the 3 that have some similarity with the Natasha Denona. So let's just take a look. So the first one, that coral type of color, is definitely different. It's a lot lighter in the Pat McGrath equivalent. So that's good to know. The second one is, I think, closer, but it's not as coral as the one in the Natasha Denona palette. And then the third, I would say, that has that bluish color that is in common, but in the Natasha Denona version, it is kind of a translucent base with a red undertone, whereas the Celestial Divinity is more of an opaque shimmer color. So they're not the same. Now I think it's worth it though to put the 4th color here now that we've got these identified as being different. I mean, the color scheme is similar, but it's just not similar enough to tell me that they would be dupes. Can we achieve a similar color mixing these 2 and these 2? Probably. probably. But the blue color is different. This would be a lot brighter, a lot more glittery than the Pat McGrath version. So let me just swatch that last shadow from Pat McGrath and see what it looks like compared to the Natasha Denona 5-pan. So this is the color that I have not yet swatched for you. And so let's do that one right now out of the Pat McGrath palette. Let's just do a comparison. So I've swatched twice everything else. We'll swatch this one twice as well. And sometimes they don't look like they do in the pan when they're swatched. So who knows? Maybe I've missed something. Okay, so here we go. And no, there is nothing similar in the Natasha Denona palette. So they are relatively different except for these two that you can see kind of top bottom. Yeah. Okay, well, good to know. Good to know. These to me really differentiate the Natasha Denona palette though from what is in the Fleur Fantasia from Celestial Divinity Quad. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, well, that's good to know. Do they give a similar feel? Well, if you cover these two up, I would say yes, right? The first three give a definite similar feel. It's that fourth one in Celestial Divinity Quad, Fleur Fantasia, and these two that make them different. Out of the two, I'm actually going to say that I like the Quint from Natasha Denona more because of, well, frankly, for the most part, this one. These three aren't differentiation enough from the other one, but these two colors really make a difference. And this one is what I expect from Natasha Denona when it comes to a metallic, just beautiful deep shimmer. And I do like her mattes as well. And in Pat McGrath, there's only one matte with kind of a white base to it. So yeah. Are they both pretty small palettes? Yes. But they are not dupes for each other, though they can give a similar vibe look, but with different finishes. Okay, well, that's what I learned. I hope you found this comparison useful, especially since those two palettes are on the more expensive side, and you may be better informed now regarding which one you might want to go for if you were to choose between the two. Let me know what you think of the swatches I showed you. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you have knowledge of another set of dupes for those two palettes, I'd be interested in hearing that as well, of course. With that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.